You need to bring more women for your husband. Trust me, the moment you accept this, your life's gonna change. Men need more than one woman, and men crave more than one woman. See, the thing is, we don't want to say this to ourselves. We prefer to say, I'm enough, but it has nothing to do with you. As a matter of fact, when you understand this and have this real talk with your husband, when you understand this, the bond you have with your husband will be unbreakable.
Do you ever notice how quickly men switch up when they decide that they don't want you anymore? Like, you are seeing a completely 180 different side of them. And the one thing about men is that they are very selfish and they will always put their feelings first. For example, a woman will stay in a relationship until she's like, you know what, this isn't working. I have tried everything. But a man will wake up on a random Tuesday and in 5 minutes make a decision that he doesn't want to date you anymore. He doesn't want to be with you anymore. All those years, poof, simply because he didn't like the way that he felt in the moment, and they react on how they feel in that moment versus really thinking it through. My point is, men are very selfish creatures, and they will switch up on you when they decide that they don't want you anymore.
There's no such thing as a woman having high standards. It's men who have high entitlements and low effort. We're not buying it anymore. Thank you.
But women put a lot of effort into their relationships. A lot of women go into relationships expecting a man to act like a husband without acting like a wife. And let's be real here. What do men ask for out of relationships? They want a woman they're somewhat attracted to. So a pretty lady. She's got to be nice. She needs to be reasonable. Pay for a date here and there. Like, how is that high entitlement? And are asking for the minimum. And for a lot of men, if you're willing to invest in your relationship and treat him right, he'll move mountains for you. So how is that low effort?
A lot of these modern women continue to bump their gums about wanting a provider. I want a man to provide. I don't need one, but I want one. Whatever. I'm not doing it for you. If you're not reciprocating, then I'm not going to give anything to you.
Excuse me. I just wanted to let you know you're beautiful, and I wanted to give you this. You're gorgeous.
Oh, hell no.
Bro.
She does not want that.
Bro, that was rude as She just said she...
Misery loves company, but company does not like misery. Some of y'all ladies out here need to realize that your friends are not your friends. Especially the single ones who like you single, because they single. Like, something's right around the corner. You think they're trying to see you all happy, booed up on date nights? Happy and shit? Nah, they ain't trying to see that. Nah, they want you in the club with them in a section that you didn't pay for with Don Julio getting poured down your throat. That's what they want. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of you girls really do be defending your friends from some creepy as dudes, but that wasn't protecting. That was just mean. That was just a mean spirit. Like, you mad you didn't get rose? Now you see why.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
The better a man treats his woman, the more abundance he receives and the more wealth that he generates, because the way that he treats his woman is the way that he treats the feminine energy inside of him, which is the energy that is responsible for magnetizing from receiving from God. And if a man treats women poorly, it's because he has a bad relationship with his feminine energy, therefore he is not magnetizing, and that will reflect in his bank account. It's not a coincidence that the poorest countries in the world are the ones oppressed of their women, not giving them freedoms, and the richest countries in the world are the ones that give women the most freedom, because women were created after the feminine energy. They are amplifiers, they are gardens. If you water your garden, you treat it well, it will grow beautiful fruits, vegetables, and give you an entire home. If you treat your garden bad, it will grow out weeds and rot your entire place. Therefore, the better that you treat women, the more magnetizing and abundant you will come. Oh my God, who said that?
A lot of these men know that a woman will get online and say, I'm strong and independent, I don't need no man, but then be having him in the other room, or hollering and screaming all this stuff, he paying the bills, but then still be online getting validation and attention from other dudes in her DMs.
Men melt when a woman speaks softly. But a lot of women don't want to hear that because they think being sweet makes them look weak. But that's a huge mistake, because a woman's greatest power is her softness. Think about it. If he wanted another alpha energy in his house, he would have married another man. So if you ever have caught yourself thinking, he never does anything that I ask him to, it's probably because you talk to him like you're another guy challenging him. Try using your feminine, soft, lighter tone of voice more often and just watch how differently he treats you. I've never heard a no from my husband when I speak to him gently. He's even told me that he can't resist when I ask that way. If it feels hard to switch into that sweet version of you, it's because you've permanently turned on that masculine energy without even noticing. And that puts your relationship at risk.
When your partner brings up something you did wrong,
It's not always an attack. It's not them trying to tear you down. Most of the time, it's a sign they care enough about your relationship to say something instead of staying silent and letting resentment build. Immature love hears correction as criticism. Mature love hears it as opportunity. Marriage isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing to learn from each other, admit when you fall short, and take steps to do better. Healthy couples understand that the goal isn't to win the argument. It's to protect the relationship. That means communicating, fixing what needs fixed, and growing together through it. And honestly, that's where trust deepens. That's where intimacy gets stronger. When you can both own your mistakes and still choose each other, that's not weakness, that's maturity. And that's what makes a marriage last.
A lot of these men try to be gentlemen. They try to open the door. They try to be chivalrous. They try to be generous. But modern women don't really appreciate a man like that. And they want a man to wait around until they grow or develop an appreciation for him. But that doesn't really make a lot of sense to men at all.
What do you want for dinner?
Honestly, somewhere nicer. A man should provide that.
Provide like a salary or a lifestyle subscription.
Don't cheapen it. I bring softness, support, feminine energy.
Energy isn't a deliverable.
This is why men are so transactional now.
Because the contract terms keep changing.
A real man takes care of his woman.
Traditionally, that role came with operations.
Operations?
Cooking, cleaning, turning income into a household.
I'm not doing all that. I'm not a housemaid.
Then it's not a traditional role. It's a rebrand.
I elevate your life just by being here.
Elevation needs materials, not vibes.
Wow, so I'm just an expense to you?
I'm saying I'm pulling the cart and you're calling it romance.
My looks matter. My presence matters.
Looks are a depreciating asset. Presence doesn't pay utilities.
That's cold.
So is carrying all the weight.
Other men don't complain.
Other companies collapse under burn rate.
So what do you want from me?
Consistency, not exemptions.
You'd really walk away from this?
If the role is outsourced and the cost keeps rising, it's redundant.
These modern women want men to perform this sort of traditional role as sort of like a party trick. You don't really want the actual traditional. You just want the face of it. And the man needs to act how you want him to act behind closed doors. But in public, do all of the things to let them know that I picked a good one and I'm just the greatest.
Is cheating really a thing? I mean, come on. If someone promises you that all of this area here is going to be only for them, they're lying. I know that for women, they're like, oh no, he's going to be mine forever. It's like, who the fuck are you fooling?
So everyone's cheating.
If you say you're going to save all of this area for one person, you are cheating on yourself.
If you have no integrity, just say that. If cheating wasn't a real thing, why does it absolutely destroy people when it happens to them? Why does it hurt so much? Also, saying that you're saving yourself for one person is cheating on yourself, excuse me? It's a choice. It's a choice to be committed to one person. And that also shows that your loyalty means something. And that's strength and not weakness. Not everybody cheats. There's a ton of loyal people out there. They're a bit hard to find sometimes. But I find it funny that the people that say that also condone cheating typically. Because they know they can't be loyal. Plenty of men out there honor their word, and their vows actually mean something. Oftentimes when people can't live up to specific standards, they move the goalposts, or they rewrite it, because they don't want to admit that they have no self-control themselves, so they have to justify what they're doing. They pretend fidelity is fake, and that's pathetic. You being loyal to the person you chose to commit to shows that you have standards and discipline.
I think this whole masculine and feminine thing is ridiculous in dating. Now hear me out. We see so much content around I want a masculine man or I want a feminine woman, but the thing is, everyone sees masculine and feminine differently. And to me, what it really comes down to is that you can both be yourselves authentically and learn to receive. So the other night, my boyfriend and I were joking around. He was using a Theragun on me and my leg was super sore. And so I started to twitch and my whole body started to collapse and he was holding me while he was using it and we were just laughing. And at the end, I said, wow, that was really fun. He said, I know you got to be a damsel in distress and fall into my arms. And that's when it hit me. It wasn't that I wanted to be feminine around him. I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to feel safe to be myself, safe to receive the love that he was trying to give me, and safe to just be myself around him. What's masculine to you might not be masculine to me, and vice versa with femininity. But safety is a primary need for all people. So I would stop looking at, do you feel masculine or feminine around this person, and start asking yourself, do you feel seen, heard, and understood? Then good, keep going.
These men are starting to realize, really honestly and truly, they've realized for a long time, but modern women keep on trying to gaslight men to say, well, this is how I live, this is my life. If I'm doing this, then I want a man to do X, Y, and Z. Well, that's your Instagram life. That's your TikTok life. That's the type of stuff that you do online. That's not how you really live. You're really broke, and I'm not going to be funding your lifestyle.
Part 2. So yeah, about the bear situation, I'm choosing a man because I'm definitely afraid of bears, grizzlies to be exact. But let's get back into it. You have to pay for conversation. Y'all are not approachable. Ladies, y'all don't be approachable. 2, transactional, only wanting money. Always begging. Y'all be out here begging these men, sisters?
No.
Yeah, I know, sis. Too much attitude. Most act like escorts. Y'all put y'all dates on social media and make men look like creeps. They do not like that when y'all post y'all videos about y'all dates. They are afraid of that you will get on social media and talk about them. Too masculine. Always looking for a man to pay their bills. Men are valuing themselves over y'all. Not worth it. No peace. Part 3.
A lot of men are seeing and understanding that the woman that they see on the profile isn't near the woman that they meet in real life. Or it can even be vice versa. The point is, the modern woman that you're seeing, that you're meeting, that you're coming face to face with is totally different from who she is around everybody else. And everybody else, she's, doing great, fantastic person, the life of the party. But once you get her alone, just you and her, she's a total nightmare.
My friend's drink just got paid for by this guy, and the waitress came over and she was like, oh, those guys paid your bill, this and that, because look at her. Gorgeous, right? And she's sipping her margarita, amazing looking, beautiful. And then the guy came over and he was like, you're so beautiful. He didn't even ask for her number or anything. He just said, you're so beautiful, and walked away, and they left. And he didn't even say hello to me. He did pay for my drink too, but he didn't say hello. And I'm like, what am I, chopped liver? Or maybe it's because she's sitting there looking beautiful, drinking a margarita while I sat here eating hot chocolate like soup with a spoon. At least he paid for it, but this is your sign to drink cocktails at a bar and not order a hot chocolate and look like a fool.
Men do not care what you're drinking. You could be sipping on a glass of milk and he would be interested in you if he's attracted to you. The bottom line is that he was attracted to your friend that's sitting across from you, and he wanted to make it clear that he was interested in her and not you. But he was absolutely a gentleman, and he paid for both of your drinks. Honestly, I think that this man made all of the right moves because he was kind but not pushy. He laid all of the groundwork for your friend to demonstrate some sort of reciprocal interest, and she obviously didn't. That's why he didn't push his phone number on her. Your friend either 1, did the right thing because she wasn't interested, so she spoke to him and she was kind back, and you guys just left it at that. Or 2, she was actually interested and she failed to show the reciprocation, which in that case, she really missed out. Then this woman, the friend, still had something negative to say, and that was the fact that he didn't say hi to her. Lady, he bought your drink. That was him acknowledging you, but he doesn't want you two to get confused because he's interested in the woman across from you, not you.
I think modern women believe that dudes are just going to let them just run rampant. Just do whatever you want. Just be however you want. I know I'm about to clown you. I know I'm about to act a fool. Go ahead. Why not? Go ahead. This is what a lot of modern women are thinking that men are going to let them do. But men are tired of that nonsense. And what you're running into is men not receiving you, or not being as receptive to being walked all over as they used to be. So you caught a man when he was being a gentleman, but now he's like, I don't know.
Masculine men do not want masculine women. I've noticed that a lot of like feminist type women who are loud, who are boss babes, they'll complain that there are just no good men out there. I'll hear them say that men are just intimidated by them, that they're like afraid of their energy and stuff. That's not true. The truth is they just don't like them. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, but it is just reality. If you want to find a good man, you have to let yourself be a feminine woman. Men do not care how much money you make. They're not impressed by your degrees or what job you have. Modern feminists and just our current society send women messages from the time we're little girls that in order to have a happy, successful life, you need to basically become a man. You need to have all their traits. You need to be a leader. You need to be loud. You need to be strong. In reality, women competing with men just leaves us feeling icky and alone and bitter. Females are designed to be feminine. We are designed to receive. We are designed to be taken care of. And that's not a bad thing. It's so freeing to let go of society's rules of what you should be doing and just embrace your femininity. Let yourself be soft. Let yourself be graceful. Let yourself receive things from men. Let yourself be taken care of. It's amazing. And when you're able to really do that, the good men, the masculine men, the men that you want will be drawn to you. You won't even have to chase them.
You know, I don't think it can be understated that guys have pretty much had enough. There's a lot of foolishness going on. There's a lot of women doing a lot of stuff. Just chock full of foolishness. And they're thinking for some reason that guys are okay with that. They're thinking that men are gonna be like, oh yeah, yippee. I love this. I love the way that you're acting. Especially in front of my family and my friends. They know what type of man I am. They know what I stand for. My boss. It literally don't matter who I'm around. The people in my circle that I come in contact with on a regular basis, they know what I stand for. And to have you pulling up acting a fool really does a lot. And it goes a long way to ruin my credibility. But you can guess that most modern women don't care about that. They only care about themselves and what they get out of the deal.
So, I had posted a story on my Instagram several days ago about how, I'll see if I can add it on here so you guys can see it, about how I'm not dating, and if you're interested, I would need a 500-word essay on how you're not going to waste my time. And aside from the messages on Instagram, someone quite literally dropped off a 500-word essay with a cover letter and everything, and references. And this one's cute. A copy of my nephew's 5-star rating. I was kidding. I wasn't being literal, but I don't know what to do. That was super cute. Anyway. Oh, and photos. The photos were attached.
Before you send that text and lower your value in his eyes, let me give you my 2-state rule that keeps you as a high value woman to the man that you want. Understand that a lot of times when you are going to reach out to a guy, or God forbid, double text him, you're actually seeking validation that he still likes you. It's less about the communication and it's more about the reassurance. And high value women validate themselves. They don't seek it externally. That's what makes them so powerful. That's what makes them maintain that queen energy. So my 2-state rule is that there are only 2 states that you are allowed to text a man from. 1 is calm, 2 is indifferent. That means if you're anxious, you so badly want to know if he likes you, you're angry he hasn't responded back to you, you're sad because you miss him, do not send that text. Like literally, I forbid you. You have to find a way to begin to like the discomfort of distance between you and a man. Because as a woman, we want to be on top of men. We want to spend all our time with them. Men like the woman who gives them space. And that's easy to do when you're a high value woman and you have tons of stuff going on in your own life. A guy should never be the center of your world. Then you are in for a rough effing ride. Distance is where desire grows. One of the best quotes on dating, if I could summarize in one line, give a man the gift of missing you. Do not send that text. And come tomorrow, when he reaches out to you, saying he misses you, wanting to see you, you will thank me then.
And you'll have a lot of these modern women that will ask about chivalry. They'll ask about a man being traditional, right? But the issue is, when the man was giving you flowers, you were rolling your eyes at him. You was giggling, you was laughing. You know, a man go and open a door for you, he get a lecture on how you're strong and independent, and you don't need no man, and thanks, but and whatever other stupid stuff that you want to come with. Oh, well, thanks, but you know, I really don't need that, so I don't want you holding on my head. I wasn't going to do that. I was just being a gentleman like I was taught. When men continue to come up against that attitude over and over again, why in the world would they keep on going in that direction? Why would they keep on doing that? Why would they keep on giving you the benefit of him being a gentleman and you're just going to act stupid?
So in that scenario where you said he decides, I'm going to marry this woman, or he's married this woman, and then he's in the protect mode, right?
Yes.
And this in the woman can dredge up, then his behavior seems to change, though. Let's say that. But my sort of read on it is, and correct me if I'm wrong here, is that often he starts to change, but the person who actually has changed first in many ways is her, but she doesn't realize that she's changed.
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Well, they're both changing.
They're both
changing. And it changes with each sort of level. Okay, now you're my boyfriend. So now my expectations of you change. And what I expect you to expect of me changes. So I'm going to change to be what I think a girlfriend's supposed to be, what I think a fiance is supposed to be, what I think a wife is supposed to be. Unfortunately, we don't talk about this. So, honey, after we're married, what is it about me that you hope I never change?
Great question.
Yes. And especially because what they love about us are all ways of being. It's how we're being. But our capacities, because we are stuck with these human bodies, the qualities of being, they're spiritual qualities. But for us to truly be them, we have to embody them. So how do you get patience in your body? I get it with sleep. A lot of women not sleeping enough, so they don't have that. Patience is amazing, right? Compassion, love, joy, generosity, serenity. Oh my gosh.
If you've ever wondered why guys move on so quickly after a relationship, then keep watching. If it seemed like he moved on really fast after you guys broke it off, then it's probably because he doesn't have the emotional maturity or introspection to actually deal with his feelings. So instead, he's numbed that by monkey barring to another relationship. It's called a rebound for a reason. Okay, it's a distraction. Follow for more and good luck.
I'm 31 and single and currently visiting my family in Pakistan. Here's why I don't give a about being expired in Pakistan. I'm not knocking marriage and I'm not opposed to it, but why do people think people who are single are sad? Because let me tell you what I've been up to for the last 10 years and you let me know if you think I'm sad. Before I graduated college, I had been to 35 countries solo. I can travel alone, I can eat out alone, I can vibe alone. I graduated at the age of 24 with my doctorate. Full sent it to LA for my first job and didn't have to think or consider anyone. I moved from New York to LA and had the best time there. Focused on my career and pivoted 5 times. I became a journalist. I was featured on TV, built up my personal brand, and got a job in tech. Then in 2022, when I was 28, I quit my job and spent a whole year, which turned out to be 18 months, traveling the world. I've now visited 78 countries by myself. I became a Pilates instructor in Costa Rica, learned Arabic in Jordan, volunteered in Lebanon with refugees, took a barista course training in Kenya and then Bali. I actually spent the last 5 years full-time traveling and have not had a home. Started a business called Dose of Travel Club, and now I run group trips for people. I think I have the best job in the world. So while you were dating or getting married, I was not sad, and you don't have to feel bad for me. I've been living my best life. And if all your friends have boyfriends and you're single and you're sad about it, I hope you take this as a message to go live your best life. Because that time and that freedom, you'll never get back. There's so many cool things I know you want to be doing, and you really shouldn't have time to be sad about it. Because you can't fight timing. When it's meant to be, it will be.
Here's the thing about dating a rich man that nobody tells you. When I dated older, wealthy men, yes, they paid for me, and yes, we had a great time, but they never took me seriously. And if they did, I was just an object. I was never an equal. It wasn't until I got a real job, real money, bought my own house, that I met someone that was an equal. Being a pretty face is wonderful if that's what you're bringing to the table, but plenty of girls are just as pretty and bring more than that to the table. You need to also be capable, and you can only be capable if you can take care of yourself. Otherwise, you're just a liability, and he's going to treat you as such. Stay toxic, my friend.
Women like this absolutely infuriate me. Because what do? They set up their tripod so they can just film themselves all day long to get all the attention that they can get. And they just feed off of that attention. And they just wait for the comments to come in, wait for all the guys to be like, oh my gosh, you're so hot. And then it's all the women they want validated from too, to let them know it's like, oh, you go girl, you are winning, you are the best, look at you working so hard, being a strong, independent woman. In the meantime, I guarantee her husband is out there working his butt off to support her lifestyle so she can sit around all day and just shop on Amazon and drink coffee. And if she gets a little tired, she'll go take a nap. And she'll just do that all day. And then when her husband comes home, I guarantee she'll just sit there and complain to him about how hard her day was, how hard it is to raise the kids, how hard she has to work and look at the computer while he's out in the real world, just really working. He's probably a construction worker, just sweating his butt off. She's like, when are you going to come home and help me with the kids? When are you going to come home? I need help cooking and I need help this. My day was so hard. I have to do all these things. Wah, wah, wah. But no, you're not going to hear the man complaining. You're not going to see him making a video about himself doing absolutely nothing all day long because he's, ow! Babe, I was trying to make a video.
We live in a generation where women have to become the man because men are busy acting like a princess. Men today have no discipline, no accountability, and no emotional intelligence. They don't know how to protect. They don't know how to provide, but they still walk around thinking they are the prize. They want the traditional wife treatment, but they bring zero traditional husband energy. They demand loyalty and respect, but offer nothing but bare minimum effort in return. And the moment you try to hold them accountable, they act like you are attacking them. They get overly emotional. They get sassy. And they still expect women to be the ones to initiate everything. Listen, if a woman is used to providing for herself, paying for her own bills, and creating her own peace, she's not going to chase a man, especially one who brings nothing to the table but still wants to sit at the head of it.
Dana Dane missed one thing when she talked about why so many women over 35 are single, and these men that are offended thinking that it must be because we have too high a standard. No, it's because we had too low of a standard. Many of us have had men ever since we were 15, 16 years old. We was always in relationships, and what we realized is that our standards were too low. Many of us we've already done build a man. We've already gotten a man that we tried to invest in, we tried to believe in, whether or not he was rich, poor, blah, blah, blah. We done did all of that. Now, if it doesn't come with what it's supposed to have, we're not waiting for the accessories or the extra parts to be delivered.
It's so typical. This is what they do, though, right? They give the worst men everything, and they don't got nothing for the good man. This is why they say nice men finish last. I think even that's delusional, because the way they tell it, they've never had a good man. That mean good man ain't never had. And even when you finally get there, you got to work even harder after being last already anyways. Imagine that. If you got so much to give to men who don't care, what do you have for men who do? Not a thing. They making excuses like anybody care about how dumb y'all was. That don't got nothing to do with us. This is why I'm glad I'm not a sore loser, because we finished last, but to other men, you can't hate on them. If we do the 100-meter dash and start at the 50 and the women accept it, that's just what it is. The women are the prize, and they allow to win the prize, and then they come back with this shit like we got anything worth winning anyways. But then you think we gonna work harder? Be for real with yourself. Subscribe to my YouTube, Planet Reality.
You know what people don't tell you about good men? Yeah. The thing about good men that a lot of women don't realize is that they tend to overthink. And that's usually misunderstood as insecurity, when in reality it comes from how deeply they care. Someone who overthinks is usually someone who overloves, someone who replays conversations in their head, wonders if they said the wrong thing, worries about how you're feeling, not because they're weak, but because your emotions actually matter to them. And that's exactly why playing games with a man like this is the fastest way to lose him. When you go silent, send mixed signals, or test him emotionally, it doesn't make him chase harder or value you more. It just creates confusion in his mind. And once a good man starts feeling unsure of where he stands with you, he doesn't fight for chaos. He doesn't argue or beg for clarity. He slowly pulls back to protect his peace. And by the time you realize what you lost, he's already gone.
Would you like to drink to get started?
Water.
A Budweiser?
No. No.
Where are you from?
Louisiana.
Louisiana?
No.
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Where's that?
L-O-U-I.
Louisiana?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard an accent. That's why I asked. Where's that? What's that? 15. Oh my gosh. You recovered so well. Oh my God. God, you survived.
5 months hospital. 1 year later.
Oh my God.
5K.
You're so strong.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
And years. Hard as my chest.
Oh, you graduated.
Yeah.
Oh my God, made me cry.
And years power lift TV.
Oh my God, amazing. You're a powerlifter. That's amazing.
What are some of the moments where a man will pull away? And is that more on her or him?
Everybody's co-creating with each other. It's so easy to get into these sort of like binary, it's men's fault, it's women's fault, it's this. We're all doing it together. What'll make a man pull away is if the only thing that connects the man and the woman is
yes,
he's gone. Once that is satisfied, the person's still sitting in the bed. The person, do I want to make coffee and eggs with you and now go laugh and take a walk? Or do I want to get out of there as fast as possible?
Get you out of my bed.
Yes.
Yep.
And so that distinction right there, that's why I say wait. Don't just have sex immediately. Find out if you're actually compatible. If all he's talking about is getting you in bed and he's flirting and biting his lip and doing the things, get him out of there as soon as possible.
As fast as possible.
Yeah.
What's a clean way that a woman can express an insecurity without testing a man?
So
stop closing your curtains and blinds at night. There is literally no reason to. What is gonna look at you while you're sleeping, bro?
Oh, she asked what's gonna be looking at us. Apparently, her. Look at how she looking. Would that not scare any of y'all in the middle of the night? I don't care how big, how strong, how tough, how rough you are, how many times you go to the gym. I don't care how much protein you eat, any of that. That doesn't matter in a situation like this. She is the reason why if I go book a hotel, I ask for a high floor. Because I don't want to be at the bottom where somebody can easily look in. People like that. Look at the eyes. Now listen, at this point I am frightened. Are you frightened or are you Kay?
No, I don't want somebody looking in my window. That's
especially
scary.
if they looking like this. Big smile, big eye, like I don't know, but like I say, all curtain sales and blind sales should shoot up just from this one video, man. But hey, if you agree with her message, let me know.
The 4 most charming qualities in a woman. You want to know?
Bring it on. Let's keep weaving this thing.
The 4th one is the most difficult for women. Number 1, self-confidence. It's hilarious because I've had panels of men say it's probably different for other men, but for me, it's self-confidence. The 2nd would be authenticity. And men almost always use the word courage. When she has the courage to be direct, when she has the courage to speak up, when she has the courage to be who she really is. And so much of being a woman is about pretense. Men would much rather have authenticity than someone who's pretending in order to be pleasing. Passion. passion, which the way that men put it is she's got to have something outside of me, outside of us, that feeds her. So she's bringing something to us. And then the fourth one is the most difficult for women. Receptivity. Because the first three make him want to give. But if she's not receptive, she's caused him to want to give. And then she's like, no, I can do that myself. No, I don't need that.
Excuse me? I ain't gonna lie, I thought like you were pretty.
You're ugly as fuck. Get out of here.
The whole time he was like staring at me and he did not say one word. And I'm just like, are you gonna say anything? Like,
Hey, excuse me? I thought like you were pretty. No! What the?
Oh, single men, why are you don't pursue anymore? What's up?
Hey, excuse me? I thought you were pretty and I was wondering if I could get like your Instagram.
I feel like it's so rare that men shoot their shot in public anymore, or like even just say hi like a normal human being. I feel like men are so intimidated now and hiding behind social media. They don't know how to talk to girls in real life anymore.
Hey, you dropped something there. This.
No thanks.
Women always ask me, what happened to men today? Great question. What started out as a good thing, encouraging men to respect women, has swung way too far in the opposite direction. Now, a lot of men are terrified of women, so they wait for perfect conditions before making a move. But courage doesn't exist without risk, and women can't respect men who don't risk anything. So as a man, if you want to be seen as confident, you've got to be willing to look stupid. To get rejected.
Girl, do you realize you're about to lose something rare? He's doing everything he can to show you he loves you, to be there for you, to support you through your overthinking and emotional moments, and you're still creating distance. For what men like him are rare. Guys who genuinely care are hard to find, and you're treating this one like he's replaceable. Everyone keeps asking, where are the good guys? He's right in front of you. If you love him the way you say you do, then your actions need to reflect that. Because when someone gives their best and still feels invisible, it slowly convinces them they're not enough. It makes him feel unappreciated, taken for granted, and emotionally useless no matter how hard he tries. Over time, that feeling changes a man. He starts pulling back, protecting himself, and becoming emotionally guarded instead of open. That's how good men lose their softness. Not because they wanted to change, but because staying vulnerable stopped feeling safe. Once a good man feels unseen for too long, he doesn't argue or beg. He quietly withdraws and stops offering the effort that once came naturally. And when he finally stops trying, it's not because he didn't care. It's because he cared for too long without feeling met halfway. By the time you realize what you had, he's already learned the lesson you taught him, to give his effort only where it's valued.
Do you think you have good boundaries? If these three things aren't true, I hate to say it, but you probably don't. Most people mistakenly think having boundaries means being able to say no. But real boundaries aren't about another person doing anything differently. They're about taking action for yourself as a way of taking care of you. And while I might sound a little harsh right now, boundaries have been something I have personally struggled with my whole life. 1. A boundary is something you do, not something you'll hope they do for you. Not a boundary. You need to stop raising your voice. Actual boundary. If the conversation gets loud, I'm going to step out and come back once we both calm down. If you're waiting for them to change so you feel safe, that's not a boundary. That's a wish and a prayer, and also feels like punishment. 2. Speaking of punishment, a boundary doesn't punish, it protects. So, not a boundary. If you don't text me back, I'm blocking you. Actual boundary. When I don't hear from you after we've had a hard conversation, I spiral. So next time, I'm going to take space and focus on calming my nervous system before trying to reconnect. 3. A boundary is about consistency, not a dramatic declaration. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Until next week. Actual boundary. I love you, and I also know I've been tolerating things that leave me feeling resentful. I'm going to start doing things differently so I can stay in this relationship with more integrity. Healthy boundaries aren't ultimatums. They're agreements you make and keep with yourself. If you want more ideas on how to speak what's true for you in a way your partner can actually hear, I created a free repair guide with scripts made just for you. Comment repair and I'll send it your way.
What happens when a codependent man meets a narcissistic woman? This is fascinating because both codependence and narcissism tend to present differently on average, not all the time, but on average in men than in women. Let's talk about it. Narcissistic women are much more likely to be covert or vulnerable narcissists. It's not the grandiose type that you see in men. The narcissistic woman, on average, regulates her self-worth through feeling special and unique. The codependent man, on average, not always, but on average, suppresses his emotions as a form of covert control. Here are 4 common signs that you are in a codependent narcissistic loop, otherwise known as the idealization to entitlement to devaluation cycle. Number 1 is unequal emotional labor. The codependent man is typically the one to initiate hard talks. He tracks moods and triggers and needs like it's his part-time job. Initially, she experiences this attunement as love, and it feels really good. But that changes. Womp womp. Number 2, validation typically flows one direction. He is typically managing her emotions, not the other way around. And in fact, if ever he has needs, she kind of low-key resents it. She's thinking, I'm sorry, now suddenly you want something that I don't also want? I have to expand for you? Poof, that is not what I signed up for. He feels unseen, but guilty for wanting more, and she feels burdened or even a little disappointed by his desires and needs. Number 3, boundary erosion framed as love. His flexibility is seen as love, but really he's just setting himself on fire to keep her warm. And I mean, if he wanted to, he would. Am I right, ladies? And so he overextends in order to preserve harmony. And in fact, any boundaries or needs that he does try to enforce are framed as selfish. 4, control without obvious dominance. She's not going to say, if you don't do this, I'm going to be really mad at you. You're just going to kind of start to get the sense that her warmth is a little bit conditional. You're going to start feeling her just sort of pulling away, maybe a little passive aggressively whenever you mess up. Externally, he's going to respond to this by being even more accommodating, eroding even more of his boundaries. But internally, he's losing trust in himself and blaming her for this.
And once again, men are starting to look specifically because, before they was letting it go. They saw it, but they was letting it go. And now I'm looking specifically. Once again, we have to go back to drizzle. I'm looking specifically for who's putting in effort. Is the effort one-sided? Am I receiving some sort of reciprocity? Is the reciprocity up to par? Because you can't just buy me a Snickers bar and I didn't just bought you a 48-ounce tomahawk steak. We're not going to do that. Well, you did that out of the kindness of your heart. Right. And now you see how kind I am. Maybe you need to expand your kindness. Modern women don't want to do that. I want to give you these little beat up shoes that I found at Goodwill or Salvation Army that got dingy, dirty, and all that stuff. And you can find some good stuff at Goodwill. You can find some good stuff. But the stuff that you be getting the man, it seemed like you done went dumpster diving. Oh, well, I found this on the side of the street. I thought of you. Girl, you stupid. Shut up talking to me.